All right. So, this topic that we're going to talk about today will be your last topic for this subject, which is, of course, your practical research too. Right. So, guys, you are. I hope you still record the previous week lesson, which was about um, the different sections of research. All right. It's about report and findings. Okay, so let's just focus now on the things that we need to understand if we now are presenting to properly present our findings, conclusions, and recommendations. So let us identify them now. So first, what do I expect when you are presenting your findings? Okay, what is findings? The whole research study is summarized to what we call findings. In Tagalog, ang tawag dyan, pinakabuod. Okay? Iba yung abstract, yung una nating pinag-usapan last week. Iba yung abstract. It's more on introduction. Findings is more on the summary of what you had found out. Right? In the research, its findings is an empirical fact. So it has now a basis based on the collected data that you guys had gathered. That does not rely on what we call opinion. So, opinion, guys, remember, when you talk about opinion, it is basically focused on a different section ng inyong research. So, on what section kung makikita yung mga opinions ninyo, the hypotheses, and those presentations? It is all will be found doon sa conclusions, which will be tackled later. Okay? So, as part of the study, states in concise form findings based on the analysis and the interpretations of the data gathered out of the research instruments that you guys had done. Meaning, the basis of your findings are the methodologies you had done. Have you done the observation? Have you done the, what we call this, the interview instruments, those kind of things? Or have you done the survey questions? The result of those data, your primary data, not your secondary data. Remember, the primary data are the most 100% reliable from the data you all had gathered compared dun sa secondary ninyo. Okay? So, what are the guidelines in presenting their findings or the final findings? First, it has to be brief. It has to be brief statement about the main purpose of the study you guys have stated. Okay? It must answer the question or the statement of the problems that was presented to you. Okay? That is the purpose of your findings. And the findings must be lumped all together but clarify the answers, specific questions, and answers. I mean, specific questions under the statement of the problem, as I mentioned kanina. And it must be able to support the data, the primary data you guys had presented. Okay? So basically, the findings must be able to answer the statement of the problem you guys had presented. Okay? Next. Every statement of fact should consist of words, numbers, and statistics. So here, in your findings, yung mga major points dapat nandiyan. The major data na nakapagpapatunay dun sa research na ginawa ninyo. So basically, what am I talking about? For example, the data, you had found out that the population there, when you had done your observation, your research, is supporting your claim na mas maraming bumibili ng product na yun doon sa area na yun, It must be there. It must be there. Doon sa findings section ninyo. The findings section describing the result is particularly necessary if your paper includes the data generated from your own research. Okay? But again, you must be reminded, guys, when you present your findings, the basis will not be the secondary data. The basis will always be the primary data. Okay? What are your primary data? They came from your interviews, your observation, the survey, the result of the surveys that you had done, the experiments, the focus groups. Yan ang mga primary data results ninyo. Methodologies that you had done. When you talk about secondary data, the result of your research coming from internet, the government agencies, yung population probably. What else? The books, the magazines, and all. Those are the things that I need to see when you present your findings. Okay? It doesn't need to be, hindi kailangang mahaba yan. Kasi summary lang siya. These are the most vital informations, kumbaga. Leading to what we call conclusions. Now, what is the conclusions? As I've mentioned kanina, basically, dito pwede na kayong maglagay ng inyong opinion. Would the researchers had found out the following? Alright? So, conclusion is the last part of a research. It is the end and the result. When you're writing a paper, you always end by summing up your arguments and drawing to what we call a conclusion. That is the main topic, yung opinion ninyo. Phrase conclusion means finally, to sum up, to summarize. And it is used to introduce some final comments from the researchers. And that is you guys. So, bawat paper na gagawin ninyo, meron kayong conclusions na ipepresent dyan. Okay, what have you found out? If you had really worked on your research, you guys will be able to present the best conclusions. Kasi definitely may matututunan kayo dyan sa research ninyo. Now, the final part of the study are joined together harmoniously. What does that mean? With the findings. What does that mean? It means dapat arrange siya on a sequence. Kung paano nyo ginawa yung research ninyo. Okay? The results should be arranged in a logical order based on answering the problem that was presented to you. So kung ano ba talaga yung pinapa-resolve sa inyong issues or pinapa-research sa inyo, your conclusions must be able to identify what are the things that you had found out regarding that. Okay? Those are what you call conclusions. Now, what are the guidelines in making your conclusions? First, conclusions should not contain numerical values. Walang date, walang numbers dyan. It should be presented in what? Words lang. It should be describing what you guys had found out. Basically, you could say that if you had seen on your research that almost 100% ng tinanong ninyo gusto yung product na nire-research ninyo or pinapresent nyo sa kanila, you could say in your conclusions that majority of the people living in those area, in that area, will purchase that product because you guys had you guys had found out that it was part of your research, the result of your survey. Okay? So wala kang ginamit na numbers dyan. Okay? So basically, conclusions, when you present them, doesn't involve numbers. Another thing, conclusions should appropriately answer the specific questions raised at the beginning of your research. So, what's your concern? What's your statement of the problem? Statement of the problem is probably less people or hindi kumikita yung business because you have to find out bakit hindi kumikita. Your conclusions now would identify ano yung reason. We therefore conclude, or the researchers conclude, the reason why the business is not making any profit is because of the pandemic, something like that. That is currently affecting the purchasing power or the buying power of the market. Those are the type of conclusions. Ganyan nyo sasagutin yung statement of the problem ninyo. Hindi kayo magpe-present ng numbers. Remember that. Even in college, ganyan ang ginagawa ko. Those are the things that I expect. Third, conclusions should be explicit and definite. Diretso, direct to the point. Some of the qualifiers, just like, for example, as you can read on your screens, probably, perhaps, maybe, those should be removed or omitted. Why? It's your research and that you're talking about the result of your research. Why are you still telling me, perhaps, dapat sigurado na kayo dun sa result ng inyong research? So, just like what I've mentioned earlier, you start with, the researchers conclude that ganito po siya. Alright? There is no probably, no perhaps, and no maybe. Okay, the basis of your answers will be from the body of your research. Just like what I've mentioned last week, lahat yan nandoon na. Okay? The final guidelines in making your conclusions, guys, is that it should not be repetitions of any statement anywhere in the research. What does that mean? Meaning, in your research, dun sa body, usually ang basis niya nasa body. Merong mga students na kinukuha lang nila yung point ng research nila at yun na yung ginagamit nilang conclusions. That should not be the case. The conclusions must be derived on your ideas. Okay? Ang basis ninyo would be the body. Ano yung natutunan nyo dun sa research ninyo? Yon ang ilalagay ninyo sa conclusions ninyo. We therefore conclude, as I've mentioned kanina, the researchers conclude that the market is suffering from pandemic. That's why the products are not physically moving. That's why the product is not being entertained. That's why it's difficult for the business people to sell their products because majority of the people residing in that area are unemployed. Walang trabaho. That is how you present your conclusions. And then you explain further. Okay? Now, after presenting your conclusions, but before I get into your recommendations, do you have any questions on how to present your findings and your conclusions? Again, findings, guys, hindi yan kailangang masyadong mahaba. Ang kailangan lang, detalyado, the major points lang. Very good, kung walang question. When you talk about conclusions, it came from you guys. Yung ideas ninyo, what have you found out during your research? Okay? Again, I'd ask, meron bang tanong? Meron bang hindi naintindihan sa findings and conclusions? Alright? If none, I'll proceed. Now, there are another things you need to remember when you talk about conclusions. These are some of the helpful tips na lagi kong napapansin. I know, guys, lagi kayong, of course, there is still room for improvement. Now, number one, that you have to give emphasis kapag nag-research kayo. Know the area, the locale in which the research you will be conducting. Saan ba kayo magre-research? Anong area? In my experience, pag ako nagpa-panel, I usually ask the students, where's the floor plan? Where's the picture of the proposed project? Those are the things that I'd like to see. For me, be able to provide the best grades. Kailangan ma-identify ko that you had done a good research. But I know that you cannot do that because you're not allowed to leave your houses as of the moment. But I'm just telling you guys what are the things that would support a better conclusion. Second, you must be able to understand the literature behind every product or service. What does that mean? Saan ba nagmula yung product na yan or yung service na yan? Right? That is what you call research literature. Saan siya related? Bakit nagkaroon ng ganyang business? Right? As we had mentioned last week, guys, I do not know if you recall, we talked about milk tea. Yan yung lagi ko nang ginagamit na example. So when you talk about milk tea, saan ba nagmula yan? That is part of your literature. As it is expanding in other countries, as I had mentioned, ang milk tea sa ibang bansa, hindi na lang siya basta beverages. Ginawa na rin siyang snack. I think there is a bread there in Thailand na talagang lasang classic milk tea ang flavor. Ang lasa ng bread. And masarap siya. Right? That is how the product had evolved in that country. Right? So you also have to include that in your conclusions. Right? So there's you could say that there's an evolved product from a simple to an upgraded product. Things like that. Number 3, you have to focus on the meaning, the essence of the result. The basis, again, would be the body and your findings. What's the result? You had found out that there's always, or there is a continuous upgrade of those specific products. Likewise, technology, cell phones. Hindi po pwedeng nag-evolve ka. What do I mean by this? Meron ka lang isang camera, okay na. Sa cellphone, if you are a manufacturer. Because as of now, I think some of the cell phones have 2 or 3 cameras na. Yung iba, 4 pa, including the front cam. So that is the result of your research. Alright? And the last one is that if possible, you have to suggest an ongoing research. Continuous ang ibig sabihin. It doesn't stop na may nalaman kayo. Because for mankind, kumbaga, hindi lang siya basta nag-i-stop na may natutunan ka. Learning. Kumbaga, it's a continuous learning. Alright? That would lead to probably help improve the status of those unsolved problems. Kung hindi mo siya direktang masosolve, at least makatulong yung research mo in, well, continuously improving, resolving that statement of the problem. Alright? So these are some of the suggestions that can help you guys improve when you create or when you make your conclusions. Okay? Now, let's go to what we call the recommendations. Once you present your findings, as you notice, sunod-sunod siya. Once you had presented the finality of your paper, the findings, you present your ideas, your conclusions. Okay? It doesn't matter kung 2-page, 3-page yung conclusions ninyo, it will always lead to what we call recommendations. Now, what is the difference between conclusions and recommendations? Recommendations provide or would tell you to do a specific action. Conclusions doesn't do that or will never do that. Will never suggest. Okay? Recommendations are based on the conclusions of the study. It gives a detailed description of how a specific recommendation can be attained. What do I mean by this? Ito ang isa sa mga error when the students presents their recommendations. Makapag-present lang ng isa o dalawang linya ng recommendations, okay na. It's wrong. Dapat detalyado yan, step-by-step plan. Paano namin ma-attain yung recommendation mo if we are going to read your paper? Okay? So, another thing to remember when you do your recommendations, guidelines, it should have the aim and effort at least to resolve or solve the problem. Dapat yun ang aim niya. But you have to remember, when you present your recommendations, hindi po pwedeng mare-resolve niya nga yung inyong statement of the problem. Pero, ang nire-recommend ninyo in Tagalog is impossible. In Tagalog, suntok sa buwan. Malabo naming magawa. Alam nyo na, for example, alam nyo na walang business, walang pera yung kumpanya or limited yung kanyang capital. How will you be able to support your recommendation to help him or the business promote the product? Hindi nila kayang magbayad sa mga artista. Hindi nila kayang, but that's one way to resolve para makilala yung product nila. What would you do? You recommend a different strategy. One, for example, to answer that, probably you recommend social media. Ang mga Pilipino mahilig sa Facebook. Post the product there. Alright, and let your friends probably share that web page or that specific Facebook page. That's one. It is to resolve the problem, but detalyado yung instructions. Second, it should ensure a continuous benefit accorded to what we call, as I mentioned kanina, benefit. Continuous benefit yan. Hindi po pwedeng naintindihan nyo na yung problem, nandyan pa rin yung problem. Your recommendations would still not, had not tried to resolve the issue presented. Because if that happens, your research is would not be valid. Alright, you found out na may problema. You had distinguished na talagang malaki yung problema nun. So what do we do? Alright, so the recommendations will help resolve those issues. Now, what are the characteristics of recommendations I am expecting? First, it has to be related dun sa study. There are some people or there are some students who present their paper, but who present their recommendations, but it is somewhat irrelevant dun sa statement of the problem. Ang kanyang problema, for example, the research that I've asked you to do is improve, improve the financial capacity of that business. Then here you are, you're telling me na kailangan lang niyang mag-hire ng isang artista. How will that be related to the finances of that company? Gastos pa nga yan eh. Right? Second, it must have what we call the logical reasoning. Dapat pinag-isipan in Tagalog. Because you will also be explaining this to those who will be listening and reading your paper, which would lead to number 3. What is that? The feasibility and attainability of your recommendation. It must be practical, it must be workable, and it has to be achievable. Those are the type of recommendations that I am expecting to read from your papers. Okay? So, those characteristics, basically, as I've mentioned kanina, when you say, hindi suntok sa buwan ang recommendation ninyo. Yung talagang pwedeng pag pinakinggan, pwedeng mangyari at pwedeng magawa and would still result to solve the issues that was presented to you. Very good. All right? Feasibility is convenient to use. Very good. All right, so those are the things that I am expecting when you present the findings, your recommendations, the conclusions, and your recommendations. All right? We're still not done. I still have a few more slides for you. Lalong-lalo na yung APA format. Ipapakita ko sa inyo yan later. And I will still be discussing that. First, naintindihan ba? Meron bang questions dun sa tatlo? All right, what about the rest? All right, very good. See, let's proceed. So, what am I expecting? Aside from those three, at the end of your research paper, the bibliography. All right, what is a bibliography? All right, it is the last part of a research work where you could see the list of readings, yung mga reference ninyo. All right, ang tawag doon, bibliography. There are times that those two, appendices and bibliography, are combined. There are times. So, and there are times that there are some faculties or, as I mentioned before, specialized report, hindi na nagre-require ng bibliography. Diretso reference na. Alright, so, next. Appendices, the page is placed at the bibliography, as I've mentioned. Sometimes, sa mga dissertation, sa mga nag-aaral ng masteral, ako, nung gumawa ko niyan, kumpleto yan. Right? That includes even the letter of authority to conduct that specific study sa isang organization. I had done my dissertation before. Okay, so yung papel na yan, it's a permit or it's a request that I will be doing research para dito sa business na to. Dito po ang sample ko sa organization ninyo. Do you allow me to do some research here? Will you allow me? Something like that. Right? Yung signature nila are included in the appendices. Now, what else am I expecting? For the college level, sometimes for the senior high school, sometimes I also request a copy of their curriculum vitae. What is a curriculum vitae? What is that? It is your resume. Right? For me, kasi pag bind nyo na or pag pagsama-sama na yung result ng research ninyo, that would inform the people na ito yung mga taong gumawa dyan. And when you make your resume or your CV, it has to be formal. The ones that you see on your screen, maayos yung mga yan. Alright? Those are a good example of curriculum vitae. Okay? Now, sometimes at the last part, there are some faculties who would still require to have a review kung ano-ano pa yung mga bullet points. These are sometimes in bullet points. What are the other things that I had read dun sa paper mo? Reminder lang na ito yung mga natutunan mo sa research ko. Alright? And then, we have the methodology. What type of research have you applied? Is it through observation? Is it through interview, combined, or focus groups? That is your methodology. And then, the result and the references. Alright? Let's skip the other slides because inulit ko lang naman yung iba doon eh. Alright? For you guys, this is how APA format is presented. Unang-una, lagi siyang naka-double space. Okay? It should be, I'm not particular with the font style. Ang kailangan lang indented yung second line. Okay? What is there? Author, unang-una, pangalan ng nagsulat ng article, saan nyo nakita, date, the title of the article, kung saan nyo nakuha, and then the link, kung saan nyo, hyperlink, kung saan yung link, saan nyo nakita yung article na yan. Alright, now, students sometimes ask, para mas malinaw na, Sir, yung article po na nakita namin, walang author. Okay? So, how do we present it in APA format? It's impossible to have an article na walang author. Of course, hindi pwede yun. But, if talagang wala, you can omit the name, tanggalin nyo yung pangalan, and you start with the title na lang. And then, the date, kung posted din siya, definitely may date yan. Again, you attach the link. Ganun lang kasimple. Okay? So, those are the things that I expect when you present your practical research paper. Okay? Alright, it's a pleasure meeting all of you guys, and I hope you stay safe even in pandemic. It's a pleasure meeting and having a class with all of you.